You there! Don't just pass me by. You handy with that sword of yours?
Não, não, uso de
Of course
enfeite.
you are. Bet you're a bloody marvel with the thing. Now, question is, are you willing to use it or not? Because a flock of noble chocobos are in need of help.
Chocobos?
You heard me right. Wild birds? Hmm? The big ones? And not just any chocobos at that. Whiteheart and her flock are the bravest birds you ever did see. They protect travelers round these parts from bandits and the like.
Chocobos? Fighting bandits?
It's true. Why, they saved me from a gang of footpads only yesterday. Nasty lot they were too. And now, they're back, looking to settle the score. Oh, go on then. Don't just stand there. Go and help them.
All right.
There's a good lad.
Where can I find these chocobos?
I saw him cut across the way over yonder. The rotten scoundrels were driving the poor things towards the old dock. It's a dead end, that is. You save Whiteheart and her flock, you hear me? There ain't a pluckier bird in all the world. She's a hero to us locals. And don't worry, you'll know her when you see her right enough.
I'm sure I will.
And good luck to you. And give those no-good bastards a hiding from me.
Whiteheart. That's quite a name for a chocobo. A white feather. I thought Ambrosia was one of a kind. Speaking of brave birds. Looks like they went that way.
Vou achar meu chocobo antigo, isso?
These chocobos aren't going down without a fight.
É chocobo branco mesmo.
You cornered, Feathers. You didn't think you'd seen the last of us, did you? You've been bad for business. But I reckon someone will pay good coin to mount your head on their wall.
Not around here, they won't.
Oh. And why's that, eh?
Líder dos
She's
larápios.
something of a hero in these parts. You hurt her, and I hurt you.
Piss off. Or better still, how about we hurt you both?
All right then. But don't say I didn't warn you.
Puta, vai tudo no mesmo cara? Bom, já que é assim. Nem deu dano, velho. Ah, tem que estourar, né? Ai, cara, meu timing tá uma bosta, velho. Olha, meu timing tá péssimo, mano. Uma coisa.
You're safe now.
Ele tá com o olho machucado? Mano, esse Chocobo era o meu Chocobo, não era não? Era o meu Chocobo esse aí, velho.
You know her, boy.
Era o meu Chocobo essa porra, tenho certeza.
You couldn't be. Ambrosia. It is you. You survived. And you found yourself a flock.
Oi! Is it over? I thought I'd come and see how you were getting on. Oh, well, you sorted the bastards then. I knew you would. And the whole flock made it through unscathed.
Thankfully, they did. And not only that.
Well, I'll be. I never stopped to think our hero here might once have been someone's mount. Though I dare say she'd suit a fine fellow like yourself. Reckon our feathered friend must have learned a thing or two from her master. Kind-hearted warrior that you are. Bird like her would have cost a princely sum. You born a lord or something?
Well,
Oh, no, sorry. I didn't mean to pry. Don't matter who you are. You done right by me.
what is it, girl?
She wants her master back, I reckon. Told you. And it seems her pals agree.
Is that it? You want to come with me?
Well, bugger me if this ain't a heartwarming sight. The lads down the stables will be hearing about this tonight. Oh, Stay right where you are.
Ui, tem um tapa-olho.
Doesn't she cut an handsome figure, eh?
She does indeed. How much do I owe you?
A few scraps of leather's the very least I owe old Whiteheart. Oh, I'll be sad to see her go, course. But she's earned her right to happiness and more besides.
E aí, Marcos Carvalho, tudo bem contigo, meu brother?
We'll get along just
Como estamos?
fine without her. You hear that, Whiteheart? You've earned
Oh,
yourself
ouro, meu
some
brother.
time off. You have fun traveling with your master now. You seem awful familiar now I get a proper look at you. That's it. When those chocobos swarmed my cart on the road, didn't you? No. No, that can't be right. That fellow was a bearer.
Esse game não tem gráficos exorbitantes assim, não. É porque tá com a qualidade baixa, mano. Tá no médio. Esse jogo é muito mal otimizado, mano. Muito mal otimizado. Meu PC era pra rodar ele com folga, mas a mal otimização não deixou jogar no high. Eu tô usando upscale também. Eu testei ele no máximo, ele é bem bonito, bem bonito. Aqui não dá pra jogar com ele no máximo. Ah, Rio da Ambrósia. Ela e Antônios feitos sob medida. Ok. Tá jogando na demo? Pode ir pá. Após 8 longos anos, Clive finalmente... 8 anos, velho. Segure R quando estiver no campo para invocar a Ambrósia e A para montar nela. Top! Agora temos Chocobo. E... vai ter essa, né? Lá do esconderijo. Nova carta. Então, antes de eu ir pro Gav, eu tenho que ir lá nos aposentos. Vou chamar o Ambrosio aqui? Não. Cara, consegui alguma coisa aqui. A cela, justo. Um pássaro como qualquer outro. Perdoe minha insistência em escrever essas cartas bobas. Gostaria que tivesse mais tempo para conversarmos pessoalmente, mas sinto que temos que aguentar 2 dias longe um do outro para cada dia que passamos juntos. Fico feliz de saber sobre sua inesperada reunião com Ambrosia. Eu devo dizer ao Malva. Você me contou uma vez como seu Chocobo se sacrificou para protegê-lo naquela noite no Portal da Fênix, e agora, tantos anos depois, descobrimos que ela passou a vida toda fazendo exatamente a mesma coisa, defendendo os outros. As coisas nunca mudam, não é, Clive? Jill. Ué, Jill, você podia ter falado isso pra mim, né? Você tava comigo até agora há pouco. Tá bom. Não, eu ia dar uma passada no ferreiro, mas deixa quieto. Direto pra quest. Ajeitado. Arjeigado.
Ah, Clive! How I've missed that scowl.
Where's my report?
What, no kind words for your old pal Gav?
If it's kind words you're after, you're fishing in the wrong barrel. Now sit down, you fool.
Fala, Jill.
So, you remember how quick the Empire was to occupy the Dominion after the fall of Drake's head? And how pissed
Por que
off
não
all
quebra
the other
esse
nations
cristal aí
were
ainda?
that they didn't think to do it first.
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
Clearly, the promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to resist. And now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sambrek. Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
While the two nations beat their shields, the rest sharpen their daggers, ready to set upon the war-weary victor. They'll never see us coming. It's time we moved on the mother crystals.
Será que vai ter luta contra o Titã?
4 mother crystals remain in Storm and Ash. Drake's Breath near Ironhome. Drake's Fang in Dhalmekia. Drake's Spine in Waloed. And Drake's Tail here in the Crystalline Dominion.
With the bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's Fang will be left exposed.
That is exactly the move Kupka would anticipate. And if there is anything these past 5 years have taught us, is that he loves his traps. There is one place, however, where nobody will be expecting us to go.
Drake's Breath.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer.
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
My uncle, Byron Rossfield.
Lord Byron Rosfield of the Seven High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities. Wait, Rosfield. And you're a Rosfield, of course.
My uncle's name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune. Along with a handsome fleet of ships.
Well, it's settled then. What are we waiting for, eh? Huh?
A bancada do Otto já está aberta. Relatórios aliados, escudo benfeitor, quadro de caçada. Tá.
What are we waiting for, indeed?
Onde é que tá essa parada aqui? Tava com o Moogle. Aquele Moogle tava onde? Aquele Moogle filho da puta, ele tava por aqui, velho. Não, ele tava lá embaixo. Tava lá, ó.
So Mather's all right.
Yep.
What's the matter, Nectar? The hunt board? It's where the Cursebreakers post sightings of particularly fearsome beasts. Those that might pose a threat to our operations if they were left to roam free. Just because they can't be dealt with when they're spotted, doesn't mean they can't be dealt with later. Was that what you wanted to know? Leaving your mightiness aside for the moment, the people of Valisthea are going through a lot already. What with the Blight and the war, the last thing they need is ungodly fiends terrorizing them on top of everything else. So if the Cursebreakers are too busy to help, then perhaps I can. Or at least I can try.
Entendi. Entendi.
I don't think so.
Esse eu já matei. Mirada alumiada, Sambrek. Um comerciante que vinha de Caer Norvent se deparou com a tropa de rompe-maldição que viajava na direção contrária e avisou, com os olhos esbugalhados, sobre uma arpia perversa na estrada à frente. Apesar de os rompe-maldição não terem visto nada normal durante a jornada, o som das gargalhadas vindo das árvores mostrou que eles deveriam apertar o passo. Mirada alumiada, Sambrek. Punho rompido, Rosária. Vinha de Caer Norvent. Ué? Liberou o bagulho pra mim, eu não posso fazer?
Oh, Clive! Welcome to the Patron's Whisper.
The Patron's Whisper? Does that mean someone else is taking care of our friend's donations?
Oh no, that's still me. It's just Karen has her toll, Blackthorn has his hammer. I thought a new name might liven things up. I still catalogue every item that arrives, in addition to setting aside those tokens of appreciation the sender has specified are to be presented to you personally. Would you like to see if we have any? Business is busy. Still, words are immortal. Is everything we've received and everything promised? All yours. You've already got that one.
Ah, eu aceito. Ok.
All in good time, eh?
Ok,
Come again. I may have more for you.
faz sentido.
Fancy a look at the list, do you? Oh, same old. So, oh. And Sid. He's still with us too.
Dentro de mim, que papo é esse?
Anything catch your eye? Seen enough?
Tá, eu não tenho opção além de ir pra lá, né? O que é isso aqui? Tudo do trabalho.
Here for another of my lectures. What is it that you wish to learn? Of course.
Tá pelado.
One must understand one's place in the world.
Que já li.
Thus ends today's lesson.
Como que eu vou pra aquele lado? Entra aqui, vai pra lá. Pelo martelo, tá.
That room's as ragged as goat's lot.
I hear there's trouble in Rosaria.
You think it's alright to touch him?
Did you come through the forge today? Smells like a still. Would explain Blackthorn's foul mood. All that pounding must be splitting his skull.
Uma escada aqui. Ah, tem uma escada aqui.
Looks like in a flowered tree.
Won't be long now, Martel. Sid, I was hoping to speak to you.
Is everything all right?
Oh, yeah, it's just, well, as you know, we've been trying to grow fruit down here.
It's good to know that something of the old hideaway still lives on.
Martel's pride and joy. It was a sapling when she rescued it from the rubble, but look at it now. All our hard work's finally paying off. I took it on, you see, after she died, and now the fruit's finally ready to eat. And not only is it ready, it's actually tasty. Sweet as you like, in fact. She bred the bitter right out of it.
Impressive. And welcome news to more than a few, I'd say.
I thought this first harvest could go to the curse breakers, on account of all they do for the hideaway. You couldn't take them some, could you? Seems better them coming from you.
It'll be nice being the bearer of good news for a change.
Oh, thank you. She always had a soft spot for that lot, see? And once they've had their share, I'll see to it that everyone else gets some. Here you go. Martell apples, they're called, in honor of her memory. You hear that, Martell? Today's finally the day.
Onde que estão esses guardas, então? Estão aqui em cima.
It's not the ether.
I hear there's trouble in Rosaria.
Rompe maldição, que nome merda.
You two look like you could use something to eat. Here. Courtesy of Martell.
Martell. Now, where have I heard that name before?
Weren't she the girl from the Furrows?
Course she was. An odd sort, that one. Loved plants more than people.
Aye, and brave as a bane mite. Remember when she ran back into the hideaway to collect them trees when Titan attacked?
Wait,
These aren't those apples, are they? Well, I'll be. She'd have been proud, and rightly so. Thank you, Sid.
Que nada.
Others weren't so lucky, though.
A gift from the backyard. For your service.
Blimey, these take me back. I haven't seen a hideaway apple since. Old Sid was the only one who could stomach the things. He'd nab 'em right from the branch, make Martell livid. Not that anyone could stay mad at the man for long.
That sounds like the Sid I knew, all right.
Planning on keeping that lot to yourselves, were you? Hang on. These aren't Martells, are they? I'm glad to see someone carried on what she started. Can't have been easy, not in the Deadlands. Reckon she'd be happy knowing all her hard work didn't go to waste. Clive, tell the lad down in the backyard to run some over for me, will ya?
Tá comigo.
Not so much as a thank you. Well, I've got some manners at least. Thanks, Sid.
Por nada.
You can leave the basket with me. I'll see that the others get their share. Oh, and give our compliments to the gardener, won't you?
Tá comigo.
That was the last of the apples. I should head to the backyard and pass along everyone's regards.
that broom's as ragged as...
Achou o gráfico desse jogo borrado? Em 1440p achei extremamente borrado. Cara, eu tô tendo que jogar no médio, porque o jogo tá muito mal otimizado. Mas no médio você vê o fundo, assim, muito borrado. E como eu tô com sombra muito baixa também, tipo, a gente percebe que às vezes o personagem fica muito destacado tipo... No cenário, parece que o personagem é muito mais detalhado que qualquer outra coisa. Fica parecendo uma massinha. Então, sim. Esse jogo, na verdade, o problema dele é que ele tá muito mal otimizado, velho. Tipo, muito mal otimizado. Eu espero que a Square Enix resolva isso quanto antes. Porque tá meio complicado jogar assim, mano. Tipo, eu constantemente jogo a 90 FPS, 80 FPS e de repente começa a dropar. E eu tenho que reiniciar o jogo pro jogo voltar ao normal. Tá meio bizarro. Tipo, eu tava com 90 quando eu comecei a jogar. Tá com 97 agora. Aí de repente, ó, dropou pra 60. Aí 55, aí 78, aí 55. E tá nessa putaria. Só que eu tô jogando aqui, ó. Eu não tô usando configuração muito alta, não. Eu tô sendo obrigado a usar FSR. Com resolução pra qualidade, pra ficar um pouco mais bonito. 5 de nitidez e tudo no médio, mano. E sombra no baixo. Senão, não dá, velho. O meu PC era pra rodar isso aqui tranquilamente. É o primeiro jogo que não rodou no meu PC, essa porra aqui. Então, o jogo tá muito mal otimizado. E tem muita gente reclamando, velho. Não achei muita diferença em relação do médio pro alto, a resolução faz mais diferença. É, eu tô jogando em 1080p. Só isso aqui. É, 1080p. Vou usar isso aqui. Eu não testei colocar essas paradas aqui. Eu vou deixar do jeito que tá aqui, mas... Até agora há pouco eu tava com isso aqui no alto, mas eu baixei pra evitar queda de FPS, mas eu não reparei se mudou. Não, tá igual. 93. Whatever. Mas no geral o jogo tá muito mal otimizado, mano. Muito mal otimizado. Parece que foi feito as peças. Tipo aqui, ó. Olha como eu tô destacado em relação ao cenário. Parece ser feito de massinha, velho. O cenário meio zoado, mas enfim. Faz parte. Eu acho que foi muito rushado esse port pra PC. Eles conseguiriam fazer uma coisa melhor. Qual que é a sua configuração, mano? Você tá rodando em 1440p? Teu PC deve ser bom pra caralho.
She put everything into her work. She wasn't gonna rest until we had fruit sweet enough to enjoy. And now we do. When she died, I named a sapling after her. And now it's a full-grown tree. Martel lives on through the fruit it bears.
And through you. Her dream would have died with her, had you not kept it alive.
Eu acho que a engine desse jogo é muito ruim.
I didn't do anything really.
Deixei o DLSS.
You're kinder to me than I deserve.
Mano, se você tiver com problema de FPS, eu vou te passar um conselho. Deixa eu só acabar essa cutscene e eu vou te dar esse conselho rapidinho. Eu passei muitas horas configurando esse jogo. Muitas horas mesmo, testando de tudo. Eu tenho uma 3060 12GB, tá? E com DLSS eu tive muito problema de stuttering. Tipo, muita queda de frames. O que eu fiz? Eu coloquei aquele mod que se chama Final Fantasy XVI Fix, que deixa as cutscenes em 60 FPS e arruma alguns bugs. E tive que colocar o FSR, por quê? Pela minha placa não ser série 40, se eu colocar o DLSS, eu não consigo ativar a geração de quadros, tá? Então, tipo, eu tava com 97 FPS com o FSR. Aqui eu tô com 50, variando entre 40. Com o FSR, você coloca o FSR 3. Você liga a geração de quadros. Isso aqui pode até colocar no 10 se quiser. E tira isso aqui de automático. Não deixa automático. Isso aqui dropa muito o FPS. Tá deixando automático, o FPS fica todo cagado. Você pode colocar em qualidade pra você jogar no jogo mais bonito. O anti-serramento nativo eu não testei. Mas, ó, deu pra ver que o jogo ficou muito mais bonito. Mas o FPS também... Caralho, o jogo ficou muito mais bonito vendo. Uhum. Porra, nem fudendo, calma aí. Olha a diferença, velho. Uhum. Mas o FPS também comeu, igual eu falei. 97 FPS agora. Ligando essa parada aqui, vamos pra... 39 e 51. Mas o jogo fica bem mais bonito, mano. Não dá pra negar. Bem mais bonito. Mas provavelmente eu não consigo jogar assim. O FPS vai dropar muito. Mas igual eu tava falando, mano, provavelmente a engine desse jogo aqui, ela é muito ruinzinha. Eu acho que eles deviam ter aprimorado a Luminous Engine que tava usando no Final Fantasy XV pra poder funcionar. Caralho, velho, o jogo tá muito bonito. Podiam ter aprimorado a Luminous Engine que usaram no Final Fantasy XV pra poder desenvolver esse jogo aqui. Na minha opinião, acho que seria bem mais sensato da parte deles. Enfim, deixa eu voltar aqui o upscale pra... Cara. Bom, não vou... Pra qualidade. O FPS melhorou muito, velho. Bizarro. Tá. Tem mais alguma side quest aqui? O SFS aplica um sharpness mais agressivo que o DLSS no painel da NVIDIA pra aplicar no fio de intendência, deixa menos borrado também, justo. Comprou na Steam? Sim, meu brother, na Steam, mano. E tipo, esse jogo tá com bug, depois se você quiser testar no seu computador, você testa. Pega um local de combate e fica trocando de icon. Sem parar, por uns 3 minutos, trocando toda hora. Você vai ver que seu jogo vai bugar e ele vai cravar em 15 FPS. Por algum motivo ele vai simplesmente se fixar em 30 FPS. Acho que agora eu posso partir, então. A minha 3060 tá chorando pra esse jogo, cara. Vou ser bem sincero com você. Minha 3060 tá chorando pesado. Sem fazer live, eu consigo rodar ele numa qualidade bem melhor, com mais FPS. Mas com live, não.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
Se eu conseguisse gerar geração de quadros com o DLSS, eu deixaria o DLSS ativo.
Wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one
Deve ser memory leaks, trocar mundial, a performance cai.
and change present itself.
Eu tive que upar minha RAM pra jogar esse jogo. Quando eu comprei ele, eu tinha 16 de RAM. Aí eu abri o Afterburner, ele tava comendo 15.3 GB. Falei, caralho. Aí eu coloquei 32 e agora o jogo tá consumindo 20 GB de RAM. E os 12 GB da placa da VRAM, da minha placa. Só que é memória alocada, né? Eles alocam a VRAM. Esse jogo aqui. Não os 12, 11 ponto alguma coisa ele tá consumindo. Não quer dizer que ele tá usando, né? Quer dizer que ele alocou.
If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
Come on.
Pelo que eu andei pesquisando, muita gente tava falando que esse jogo aqui usava a mesma engine do Final Fantasy XIV. Só que o pessoal desmentiu, falou que isso aqui é uma engine nova da Square Enix, pelo visto. Criação própria. Eu acho que a Square Enix tinha que se render a Unreal logo, cara. Parar de usar a engine própria. Eles não mandam muito bem com isso.
Ready, go?
Susto, velho. Eu preciso muito abaixar o áudio dele. Ô Marcos, obrigado por seguir a gente, mano. Agradeço muito sua inscrição, meu brother. Seja muito bem-vindo ao meu canal, mano. Agradeço de coração. Nossa, que susto da porra. Caralho. Ai, velho.
Justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! Nothing but loyalists.
Jill,
Escutando vocês, viu?
look.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her, that she might rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn. 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all, for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our full cooperation.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
All right, I heard you the first time.
Comerciante, eu preciso comprar umas poções, velho.
You're a long way from home, aren't you? Much obliged. There you are.
Recupera todos os PV instantaneamente. Ah, porra, que bagulho caro do... Não, nem fudendo que eu vou comprar isso aqui.
Keep to the roads now.
Que mil, você tá maluco?
Excuse me, but what was all that about earlier?
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There have been attacks on the garrison, supplies stolen. They even say a Black Shield was murdered. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants, the Empire gets.
Don't they just?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on the culprits. You'd have to be dull as a sack of stones to think you could take on the Empire. What were there 100 full legions?
100? I heard it were 1,000.
Word is, Port Isolde's closed her gates to all but the Highborn, and now a great camp sprung up along the walls.
You seen them, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. Just now. You seen them, didn't you?
Vi.
At least I think they was the Black Shields. Can't say I ever saw one before.
Was this the first time they visited the village?
But what do you think? Amber's the arse end of nowhere. And they thought we might be harboring firebrands. Huh. If only we were. I might have turned them in and become a Black Shield myself.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know.
How'd you get it?
But we need to find out. Greetings, friend. We are travelers.
I know that. What do you want?
We couldn't help noticing those Imperial soldiers who were here earlier.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing.
E velho?
I speak for the people of this village, and we have nothing more to say to you. You are to leave Amber and never come back.
May I at least ask why?
I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence puts us all in grave danger. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as we keep our heads down and pay our tributes, we are left alone. Some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will gladly submit. This village will not become another East Pole.
Then we shall be on our way.
O FSR trabalhando no fundo ali, ó. Só o bagulho feio. Eu queria poder jogar sem upscale, velho, mas meu PC não aguenta, infelizmente. Eu também não me incomodo tanto assim com o gráfico, então. O importante é estar jogando o joguinho.
In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
Sorry, It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosari would have the courage to stand against the Empire? A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find them before the Imperials do? Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
Perhaps.
Maybe.
This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
Ever since the Apollo tree, more and more of these echoes.
What do you think is waking them? The mother crystals collapse?
I have an idea. You're not going to like it.
Isso aqui é bicho vivo? É. Quantos pontos de habilidade eu tenho? Habilidade de 2000 e tanto, né? 2560. Aqui, ó. testar a skill nova. Junta geral aqui, vem. Mas bem grande.
More of my mother's men.
Tem sangue aqui, velho.
Blood, Clive.
Se você não fala, hein? Eu não ia saber nunca.
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
You know who we are. And still, you would bear your steel.
Sim, senhor. Tá achando ruim, vem me matar.
We owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn.
Cala a boca, meu irmão. Vem na mão.
On these, our swords we swear.
Say that again.
Foi isso que ele disse, mas tá bom.
I'll show you a true sorcerer's
Ih, olha lá, tudo em cooldown. Bom, tá bom. Eu pensei num combo, mas... Mentira que não tá acertando, velho. Mais algum? Tá vivo.
Tell me what I want and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, you. We come bearing a message. Guardians have been found. The branded you freed from our camps. They await you in Ordil. Guardians of the Flame.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry. Find something, boy. Death.
Found her.
Que isso, velho?
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone?
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it. We should go.
Yes.
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
Come on. We're approaching Newark Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosalith.
Fly, Ambrosia.
That'll do, girl.
Didn't happen to come by way of Oldhill, did you? Saw some Imperials clad in black making for the docks just the other day. The next morn, you couldn't see the sun for all the ravens.
I did, Mummy. I could hear him shouting from down the road. That's no.
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
This is no time to ride. Ambrosia won't help me here.
Como não, velho?
Faster.
The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better. That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
Let us pass! My children are starving! Have mercy! Voice-rinsed dogs they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here!
Oh, get enough
Fuck off!
Hang it, chinless bastards! Those crystals belong to us all!
I said, away with you, filth! Back to your stall! Cut you down where you stand!
Destroy it!
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in. I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. And Lazarus. We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. The entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
Queimadura de luz negra.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for. This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
Not abandoned then.
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out.
Ué, volta aqui. Ai, caralho, que porra foi essa? Para, Clive, você nem teve trabalho.
One man fight like that, and he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died.
É o Wade?
Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
So wait.
We can speak inside.
Acho que eu matei um pouco dos seus amigos, viu? Peço desculpa aí. Não matei ninguém não, só desmaiei eles.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye, the foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord, but in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do we. Make ready.
Faltou a espada, né? Posso ir? Posso ir? Deixa eu ir também.
This is their main host.
Deixa eu ir também.
If we remove the head,
Libera eu, libera eu.
perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from
Vamos,
happening
vamos,
somewhere
vamos, vamos.
else.
Deixa eu ir, deixa eu ir, deixa.
If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Deixa eu ir.
Yours and ours.
Bora,
We
bora,
too
bora.
have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name.
Libera o cara, libera o
We
cara.
cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
In the flesh. Saw him once.
Tell us then, Sir Wade. What is your plan?
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buick Bridge, and provoke the main host at their encampment. Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding hills. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being overwhelmed. While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How small exactly?
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt I could have done this on my own.
But until we arrived, that was your plan. You haven't changed a bit.
So wait. The bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
Very good. Now make ready for battle.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace.
E aí, Laranjinha?
End to the Black Shields.
Apareceu, madame. Que coisa boa. Seja bem-vindo, cara. Aê, tô orgulhoso de você, Laranjinha. Obrigado, cara. Mas falei, qual que é o nome da mulher que tem o pé na sua bunda agora pra você ter aparecido aqui, seu porra? Não li, ô arrombado aí, ó. Perdi de ler o bagulho aqui. Culpa tua, doido. Culpa tua. Que porra que tava escrito ali? Eu vou ter que olhar a live aqui pra ler. Pera aí. Deixa eu ver aqui. Calma aí. Vou ler em voz alta. Membros do grupo. Durante a missão principal, companheiros diferentes dispostos a ajudar poderão viajar com Clive. Porém, dependendo do destino, eles talvez prefiram permanecer no esconderijo. Agora eu sei o que tava escrito. Bora. Vambora.
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village, we tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
Valeu, Laranja. Tamo junto.
There they are. On your command, my lord.
Soco, bate. Fica todo mundo juntinho aí.
What is it now? I told you.
We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields? Then come! Die along with your flame! For Azaria!
For Azaria!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear.
Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
Another wyvern to fight their battles for them. This
noble stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point, that this land is in dire need of cleansing. Over here!
Level up.
I don't see any more.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud. My, Lord, perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it, as we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die, and her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. Unless you deserve it. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Commander.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything you need.
I know. Go on now, my lord.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance. Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue!
Não vai falar nada?
You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Meadow in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint and the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach.
Ah, porra!
Go on, sit.
See that you use the good plates, Rutherford.
So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster.
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
Your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing. The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
Deixando o vácuo por quê?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that Lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others. Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess. I didn't take you for a scholar, Ivan.
Oh, this? Well, it's Valisthea, a culinary pilgrimage. I borrowed it from old tomes. Seems there's no creature in the realm so foul it can't be cooked up into something delicious.
Think I'll stick to the unfoul ones, thanks.
Oh, where's your sense of adventure, Sid? Honestly, one glance at these recipes, and even you would trade in your sword for a butcher's cleaver. From spit roasts to sweetmeats, this book has them all. What I wouldn't give to bring these recipes to life.
If it's my blessing you're hoping for, then by all means.
Well, I'm no hunter, Sid. The first ton of worm I came across would be the death of me. But you're made of sterner stuff. Would you help me resurrect one of these recipes?
Something tells me you won't be taking no for an answer. Fine, I'll help.
Fantastic! Thank you.
So, dare I ask what's on the menu?
Chance's Stew. It was once a favourite among the gourmands of Oriflamme, if the author is to be believed. Though Molly's never heard of it. The only problem is that while the recipe is extremely detailed in most respects, it's infuriatingly cryptic as to the main ingredient. A beast, no doubt. Most likely something that would make easy work of a simple cook with more broth than brawn, but unwanted violets. I've no idea what they might be.
Does the book say anything else?
Well, only that the sweetest violets sprout atop the bed of roses.
Roses. Rosaria, perhaps? One of the butchers in Martha's Rest might know something. I'll ask next time I'm there.
Anything catch your eye? There you go. Thanks very much.
Be well.
Thank you for sticking with us.
Those of us who are still here have to look after each other, don't
Ah, welcome. Times may be hard, but if you got the gill, I got the goods. What can I do you for?
Unwanted violets, if you have them. Though I'd gladly settle for learning what they are if you don't.
Why, I haven't heard folk call them that since I was a lad. You're looking for scorpion tails. Unwanted violets is what folk used to call them back in the day. They turn a wicked purple when you boil them up, hence the name. Used to chuck them in the pot when there weren't nothing else on offer, when there was a war on, that sort of thing. Thankfully, times aren't yet as hard as that. And even if they were, you wouldn't find anyone selling them these days.
Do the scorpions still live nearby?
I dare say they do. 3 Reeds would be your best bet, memory serves.
Thank you. You've been most helpful.
Stay sharp.
This is no time to ride.
The invited to Martha's not, I'd be daft to stay.
Don't you go causing any trouble now.
Ambrosia won't help me here.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Scorpions. At least I know what I'm up against.
Tem mais, velho?
Back to Yvonne before it goes bad. Or any worse, at least.
Did you find our mystery ingredient?
I did indeed.
Marvelous! Let's see. What am I supposed to do with this? It's poisonous, surely.
You wouldn't be wrong. But that's your unwanted violet.
Into the pot it goes, I suppose. Wait here. I won't be long. I present Chance's Stew, risen once again from the ashes of obscurity. Grab a spoon, Sid. Let's eat while it's hot.
I'm not hungry.
Well, it'll be too late once I've licked the bowl clean. Your loss.
Acho que você errou a receita aí.
Teeth. What assault on the senses. It's like choking on swamp water. And yet, up through the pungency there rise complex, meaty notes. It takes a moment to recover from such an onslaught of flavors, but never have I tasted anything so fine. Thank you, Sid. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I must share this gift. I won't rest until a steaming bowl of Chance's stew sits before everyone in the hideaway. A single mouthful, and Molly will be breeding scorpions of her own.
I'm sure she will.
Typical nobles.
Mirada alumiada, Sambrek. O comerciante vinha de Carnarvon se deparou com a tropa de romper alguma coisa. Então... Carai. Mirada alumiada. O que é isso aqui?
Good girl.
O comerciante vinha de Caer. Então, teoricamente, no caminho vai ter alguma coisa, não? Caralho, onde é que você conseguiu um chocobo, Jill? Como é que desmonta?
Thanks, girl.
There is no coin to be had in this miserable land, even if they wanted to trade with us.
I know. It was hard for us to
Será que é aquele bicho lá? Um combinho maneiro, né, cara? Eu tô com um combinho maneiro, viado. Papo. Tem mais um que eu preciso matar ainda. Um desses bichos. Se não apareceu mais depois que eu fiz a side, a principal.
Typical nobles.
O punho rompido, Rosária. Relatos foram recebidos de aves selvagens de tamanhos surpreendentes, sendo na próxima ao Lago Leste. Apesar do esforço para não despertar a ira da fera, é uma questão de tempo até que ela precise alimentar. Solicito que voluntários corajosos sigam para a fronteira ao norte, que possamos eliminar o monstro. Tá, ele tá em punho rompido, próximo ao Lago Leste. Em Rosária. Oh, caceta. O punho rompido. Vai estar por aqui. Eu de pé mesmo não tava muito a fim de lutar com vocês não, velho. De pé mesmo. Ali. Eu.
Hope there aren't any more of them.
Bora. Bom, eu já fiz todas os quadros de aviso. Vai ter uma ali pra fazer agora que é o maisinho. Vou só conferir com o Mugo aqui se tá tudo certo. E vou dar uma olhadinha nas doações do reino. Beleza, tá tudo feito. Acho que eu consigo pegar a segunda doação já.
How may I help you today, Clive?
85. Anel do Berserker. A potência do ataque a cada esquiva precisa. Isso aqui é interessante. Bobina. Isso aqui não me importa nem um pouco. Medalhão do Clérigo. Não me importa nem um pouco. Isso é legal. Aumenta o renome. Isso aqui não tem como saber o que é.
I gave you that one, didn't I? There are new billets being...
Clive! Oh, am I glad to see you?
Is something wrong?
It's Blackthorn. He ain't himself. And if I'm honest, he ain't been for a while. That normally it only takes a couple of drinks to perk him back up, but not this time. Something's getting him down. And whatever it is, he ain't telling. It's like he's lost his spark, you know? He's barely got enough fire in his belly to get the ump about stuff. But I'm thinking he might if we both bent his ear, because he respects you, innit? So, what do you say?
Fine. If you think it will help.
I knew you'd understand.
But if he doesn't want to talk, we let him be. He'll open up when he's ready.
All right. Now, he'll only smell a rat if we both turn up at once. So, I'll go first, and you can meet us at the forge. Wait a bit, then head over when you're ready.
How did we never hear about these Guardians of the Flame?
Same way they never heard about us, I expect.
I could have sworn we had a few
That monster's taking quite
Antes de ir ali, eu vou só ver se tem mais cartas. Parece que tem, ó. Tem uma bolinha amarela ali.
Wouldn't be half as bad to hold the bloody dust.
Uma maçã por dia. Um rapaz veio correndo do jardim com a cesta de Marcelo hoje cedo. Estavam doces como mel e frescos como a brisa da manhã. Eu disse para mim mesmo que só ia comer uma, mas ninguém dá ouvidos ao velho Otto, eu também não tenho o que dar. Diga ao Nigel e aos companheiros dele que fizeram um ótimo trabalho. Teve uma época em que só se viu o Cid comendo as maçãs, apesar do gosto terrível que tinham. Mas, para ele, o sabor não era importante, e sim o que elas representavam. Nossa capacidade de sobrevivermos por conta própria. E olha só pra nós agora, Cid ficaria orgulhoso. Meu senhor Marques, uma vez mais peço que perdoe as boas-vindas meus homens do distrito Lázaro. Seguramente consegue entender que o senhor era a última pessoa que qualquer um de nós esperava ver em nossos portões. No diminuto espaço de tempo em que pudemos estar acompanhando o outro, o senhor mostrou ser o mesmo homem que acompanha Vento Manso há tantos anos. Um verdadeiro portador do legado do seu pai. Quem dera ser Tyler, o Lorde Comandante, e todos os outros que se perderam naquela noite ainda estivessem entre nós, para testemunhar quão brilhante fulgura sua flama. Juro as espadas dos guardiões ao senhor e a sua causa com orgulho, coloco-me novamente ao seu lado. Wage. Os Dalmex imperiais são no impasse, rosnam uns para os outros, presas expostas, feito vira-latas. Mas ninguém toma iniciativa. Parece até que eles se tocaram da pilha de merda de chocobo fedorenta em que se meteram. Se eu fosse um homem de aposta, diria que esse conflito não vai começar tão cedo. Vou dando notícias. Barquinho agora? Ah, a cesta de maçã.
First August, and now you. What are you pair up to? What's it got to do with me?
August was worried that something had been weighing on your mind. I thought you might want to talk about it.
Did you now? I told you not to stick your nose in my business. What'd you go and do?
Clive just wants to help, innit? What's so bad about that? Talk to him. You never know, you might feel better for getting it all out in the open. Please, mate. I'm worried about you.
Phil shut you up. It's nothing really. Stupid. Not the sort of thing you bother people about.
Why don't you tell us all the same?
Karen and I have an arrangement. I keep an eye on Goots, and she shows me what the competition's up to. Interesting arms and armor, things like that. Anyway, the other day, she shows me a cuirass she's come by. Masterpiece of level work. Light, supple, and tougher than it had any right to be. Made my stuff look like every clumsy shit. I should have brought the bastard thing there and then just to study it, but I was too proud. And now every time I reach for my hammer, I'm reminded that I'm not the craftsman I thought I was. There. You happy? You got what you came for. Now piss off.
All right. We're going. I always thought of old Blackthorn as a bit of a force of nature. Like a storm cloud full of hail. Didn't think anything could rattle him. Least of all a stupid piece of leather.
Blackthorn's always taken pride in his craft. Questioning it means questioning himself. Something tells me this is only going to get worse. If he has doubts, it will affect his work, which will only add to his problems. We need to nip this in the bud.
I couldn't agree more.
He said he should have bought that cuirass. Perhaps we should track it down for him. Assuming you're happy to help, that is.
Too bloody right I am.
Glad to hear it. First things first, then. We need to speak to Karen.
Back again, Lord Rosfield. I'm touched that you should
Não
find
é
me
essa,
such good
cara. Eu tô
company.
moscando.
It is not your company, but your counsel that I seek on this occasion.
Ever the charmer. What will it be today, then?
Nada.
The Iron Kingdom. I need to know what to expect.
You'll soon be setting sail for Drake's Breath, then, I take it.
Não queria ter falado com ela.
That rises from the boiling sea. There was a time when a true-blooded Rosarian had only to brave the waves to visit it. But then the Ironblood made their move.
Fiz merda. Fiz merda.
As you know, the Iron Kingdom rules over the islands to the west of Storm. Or rather, its church does. But this is not the pragmatic approach to state religion employed by the Holy Empire to manipulate the masses. No, the Iron Kingdom is the literal embodiment of the crystalline orthodoxy. And so, if one is to understand it, one must start there. As the name implies, the orthodoxy holds the Mother Crystals sacred. And they do not take kindly to heathens plundering the objects of their worship for the means to fill washtubs and light lamps with frivolous feats of magic. Indeed, the faithful consider ether a sinful thing, a poison no less. And to them, a dominant is an instrument of evil, albeit one they have proven only too happy to turn against their enemies. Some 80 years ago in Northern Storm, Drake's eye collapsed. Soon after, in pursuit of ether and with the blight at their backs, the Northern Territories descended upon the Grand Duchy of Rosaria. And when the shields of the flame marched north to meet them, the Iron Kingdom spied an opportunity. A few short days later, the Crusaders landed on the island of Mount Justanus, home of Drake's Breath, and plucked it from the Duchy's grasp. Rosaria tried to reclaim it, of course, but to no avail. I doubt more than a handful of Duchy men have set foot on its shores in your lifetime. Nor are they like to again, under the Empire's stewardship, meaning the Iron Blood will keep their island, and with it, the foothold they need to march on mainland soil when next they spy an opportunity. The Mother Crystal is both the object of the Iron Blood's worship and their gateway to the continent, making Drustinus the holiest of holy grounds, from which the Orthodox Crusade shall one day sail forth to claim the remaining Mother Crystals, or die trying.
My father and my grandfather both traded blows with the Iron Blood for control of Drake's Breath. Had things unfolded differently at Phoenix Gate, we would have sent our entire fleet against them.
But instead, they sent their fleet against Rosaria, sacked the capital, killed the men, and captured the women, including Jill. I'd say you'd be forgiven for wanting a little revenge, Clive.
My only aim is to destroy the Mother Crystal. But thank you all the same. Not much else to do here. Let's see if Jill's ready.
Typical nobles. I could have sworn
Karen, do you have a moment? Blackthorn mentioned that you'd recently come by a leather cuirass. An exquisite example of the craft, from what he told us.
He ain't been himself since he saw it. So we thought we'd buy it for him.
Sorry, sold it already.
Pra
Didn't
quem?
think Blackthorn cared for it the way he turned his nose up. But it was nicely put together, that's for certain. Even if the bloke who made it is a bit of an odd one. Happened across him on my travels. Makes all his stuff to order, but the fella who commissioned it refused to pay. He didn't like the colour of summit. So I took it off his hands for a fair price.
You don't know where we might find him, do you?
Like I said, he's a bit of an odd one. Doesn't even have a workshop. He don't trust hunters neither, which means he spends as much time out tracking beasties as he does working their hides.
I see.
He did tell me something, though. Apparently, his next commission's for a set of griffin hide greaves.
Here, there's a griffin on the hunt board. The curse breakers were placing bets on who'd bag it. Now, where the bleeding hell was it sighted? Somewhere in Sambrec, maybe... Care Northern, that was it.
Thank you, Karen. We'd be lost without you.
At least you admit it.
So, it sounds like going after that griffin might be the best chance we have of finding our roaming leather worker.
I'll leave the hunting to you if you don't mind. While you get on with that, I'll ask around the markets. See if I can't sniff out who he is and where he's hiding.
Good idea. Hopefully one of us will be able to track him down.
Vou fingir que a parte mais difícil não ficou comigo. Hipogrifo. Enquanto passava por uma trilha que conecta a ala perdida a Carnarvent, um dos nossos membros se deparou com um vento tão forte que torcia os troncos dos velhos carvalhos e ouviu um grito tão terrível que o fez sair correndo. Ao serem questionados, os habitantes locais contaram que, nesta área, há um grifo ancião conhecido como Hipogrifo, uma criatura odiada por seu apetite por chocobos e crianças, especificamente crianças. Eu mosquei, não li onde é que ele tava. Ele fica em Portão Oeste de Carnarvon, Sunbreak. Entre Ala Perdida e Carnarvon. Portão Oeste Carnarvon. Mano, eu tô em dedução aqui onde é que é, tá?
Come on. Faster.
Definitivamente não. E liga a ala perdida. Deve estar aqui, mano. O que eu quero é pra lá.
Good day to you. Sid.
Pra você também. Só pegar reto aqui. Eu acho.
The crystals we get from the tail are all but worthless. You're quite talented with that rod of yours.
I've caught my share with it.
Isso definitivamente não é um grifo.
Griffins don't exactly make for easy prey. Let's hope our craftsman hasn't bitten off more than he can chew.
Eu acho que a gente tá no caminho certo. Pro Clive ter falado alguma coisa. Desceu.
Leather work will have to wait.
Merda. Morreu. Carlatita.
Something there, boy? Could that be our man? Are you all right?
Dare say I'll survive. That griffin caught me before I could get an arrow off. Must have lost sight of me in the grass, though. I'd be dead if it hadn't.
More likely than not.
The name's Camille. I'm a lowly leather worker, if you couldn't tell by the smell of me.
Not so lowly from what I hear. Do you remember selling to a merchant by the name of Karen?
She's not an easy woman to forget. Bought a cuirass from me after I lost my buyer. Quite taken with my work, as far as I recall. Didn't stop her bartering me down to a pittance, though. She sends you for a refund?
It's not her who sent me.
Well, consider me flattered.
You should be. He's a master of his art, and not an easy man to impress.
Blacksmiths are proud folk. It's a rare thing indeed for one to praise a glorified tanner. And I don't imagine an impressive swordsman like yourself would be getting your steel from any but the best. I'd dearly love to help a fellow craftsman, but... well, actually, I suppose you could give him this.
What is it?
Treated leather. Same stuff I used to make that cuirass. If your man's as skilled as he sounds, he'll know what he's looking at.
You sure?
Well, you did save my life. And thanks to you, I'll be going home with all the griffin hide I can carry. I'd say it's the least I can do. Short of showing him how to make the thing myself, that is. But there are rules against it. Secrets of the trade and whatnot.
In that case, I'll see that he gets it.
I'd be much obliged if you would. Right. I've got some greaves to make. You send your blacksmith my regards.
Will do. And thank you. Hopefully this will sweeten Blackthorn's mood.
That monster's taken quite a liking to Lady
And with
Karen.
a bit of luck, Clive might even find the geezer.
Bloody busybodies, the both of you.
How'd it go, Clive? Did you find him, or does the hunt continue?
I found him. And he asked me to give you this, along with his regards.
You're joking.
He said he wouldn't teach you how to work it, but that if you were as skilled as you sounded, you'd have no trouble understanding how it was done.
So that's his secret. Crafty bastard. He's layered and cross-grained it. Good few times, too. No wonder it's tough. And that's no ordinary oil he's used to get that finish. Oh, this is fine work. Even finer than I thought.
Yeah? I'll take your word for it. Just looks like leather to me. Still, I'm glad you're happy. Here, Clive. You didn't happen to catch the fella's name, did you?
Camille, I believe.
I thought as much. There ain't many leather workers in the realm daft enough to do their own hunting, see? And his name kept cropping up when I was asking around. Turns out he's from Tabor. And again, most leather workers are. But our friend Camille guards a long-held family secret, the details of which are the subject of some debate in the leather-working community.
Then we better keep this close to our chests.
Listen, sorry for putting the both of you to all that trouble. Should have kept my moaning to myself. Still, I'm glad you found him. This has cheered me right up.
That was the idea. Clive's idea, anyway. He did most of the work.
It's good to have you back, Blackthorn.
Just don't expect me to go turning out work like this. There's a reason he does his own hunting. He knows exactly what hides to look for. And that's how he gets them to layer up so nicely. And don't get me started on how much oiling this leather would need. But I reckon I can make something about as good. Something a curse breaker will have no trouble caring for. Anyway, enough narrowing. I've got work to be getting on with.
Looks like we won't be needing a new blacksmith.
As if there was a better one out there. It wouldn't have been the same anyway. No one spins a yarn like old Blackthorn in his cups. Right, now that's sorted, I've got duties to attend to. Thanks, Clive. You've given me my mate back.
What do you need? So, what'll it be? And how am I meant to do that then?
Onde eu consigo esse Electron? Massa gelatinosa. Tá. Ó, eu posso criar uma lâmina de Gaia mais um.
Should last you a good while. And how am
Truco
I
de
meant to do
Minotauro eu
that
não
then?
tenho, então tá.
You can thank me later. Yeah, that should do you. Anything else?
Is it business or pleasure? You'll not find a better price than that. It'd better all be here. Finished, are you?
Olha! Chocobo caipira marinado. Prepare a ave cortando o cabelo. Ah, isso aqui é uma receita. Eu quero saber de receita. Ação do reino.
I could have sworn we had a few more. Typical nobles.
And how may I assist you today?
What is it that you wish to learn?
Here's the latest information I have.
Com ele, velho. Falecido. Cara do céu.
Very good.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Is everything we've received and everything promised? All yours. All done?
How did we never hear about these Guardians of the Flame?
Same way they never heard about us, Saxby. Typical nobles.
I could have sworn we had a few more.
Did you come to borrow a book, Sid? Because you can't have this.
My knowledge is yours. I have compiled some new entries, if you would like to see them. What subject shall we consider today? to the shelves shall ever be open.
Bora, Jill. Tamo pronto.
It will be over soon.
You ready?
I think so.
Jill, when you told me you had to come to terms with your past, you weren't talking about destroying Drake's breath, were you?
No. I spoke of Imran, the leader of the Crystalline Orthodox. The man who made me do all those unspeakable things. I'm going to kill him. It's what I need to do to put the past behind me. What I need to move forward. And I know that I can do it. If you're there beside me.
Always.
And I'll be beside you, too. We'll bring down the Mother Crystal together. All while Sid looks on.
We'll make him proud.
Ai, ai. E aí, Álvaro, tudo bom?
Freezing and thawing the spray to make mist. How did you learn to use your powers like this?
The Masters made me do it. When the Crusaders took to the seas, to keep the fleet's movements from prying eyes. I'm fine.
No, you're not.
This may be the only chance I get to go back. My only chance to put things right. I have to do this. Whatever the cost.
Whatever the cost. Britânica. British.
All right.
There she is. The Iron Kingdom's Mother Crystal.
Tenho certeza que a gente vai enfrentar o Titã aqui.
Drake's breath.
O bagulho vai ser louco.
Strong currents, sharp rocks, and ether floods. Let's not forget them. This island is a natural fortress.
But safety breeds complacency, allowing a single rowing boat to slip in unseen. The sanctuary is inside the mountain. If we follow the old trail, we should be able to enter by the back gate.
All right. Let's go.
Fogo e gelo. Será que ela finalmente vai virar Shiva?
I always imagined when I came here it would be to reclaim it.
It used to belong to Rosaria, didn't it?
Once, though it's been in the Ironblood's clutches for far too long.
As was I. For 13 years, this rock was my home. I know its secrets only too well. This path was abandoned after an ether flood. They don't guard.
The perfect little shortcut. They're all Akashic.
The ether flood must be spread. It's never as bad as this one. And the only way past it is through them.
It's over. Was that an earthquake?
They happen all the time. That wasn't even a bad one. It's nothing to worry about.
Eu recomecei Mortal no Series X. 4Kzão brabo. Tudo que os jogos me atraem mais. Por que, cara? Tá sem paciência pra jogar jogo de história? Passe longe de Final Fantasy XVI, mano. Longe, longe, longe. Inclusive tenho que virem uma batalha. Preciso testar isso aqui no seu PC, ver se seu PC vai rodar bem ele. Sem reflexo. Mano, pra resolver isso aí, joga o Souls-like, velho. Qualquer Souls-like vai te dar reflexo. Depois de um pouco de treino. Tá, aqui eu só preciso... Precisava acertar isso. Errei. Falta muito pro segundo Tekken ainda. Morreu. Juba de Minotauro, consegui um dos itens que eu precisava, porra. Provavelmente eu vou conseguir o outro depois de matar o que esteja dentro desse bagulho aqui. Eu gastei um tônico num semi-boss, eu sou burro também, né, velho? O alento de vento, explosão aérea, o que seria isso? Diminui o tempo de recarga de explosão aérea em 11 segundos. Porra, explosão aérea? Ah, isso aqui. Ah não, eu nem uso isso aqui. Embora seja bom pra cacete. Um minuto, galera, estão me ligando aqui. Voltei. Era a AGV me ligando. Mudar a data de pagamento da quitação. Vamos lá. Mudaram o dia. A data da quitação ia ser dia 1/10. Agora vai ser 6/10. Não sei o motivo, mas mudaram. Deixa eu só ver uma coisa antes. 6/10. 6 de outubro. Num domingo? Ai, meu Deus do céu. Eu devia ter olhado isso antes. Eu vou ter que ligar lá depois amanhã. Não adianta retornar. Vou ter que ligar lá amanhã agora. Agora vai... É, me ligaram na hora de fechar. São os filhos da puta mesmo, hein, velho.
What a mess.
Eles fecham 5 pra eles, né? Pra nós agora é 4,58. Pra eles é... Pra nós é 3,58. Pra eles é 4,58. Ai, Deus.
It's turned.
Nothing a shield of Rosaria can't handle. Just like old times. Be sure to keep clear of his horn.
Believe me.
Don't breathe it in.
Calma. O bicho não cai, não? Obrigado. Filho da puta.
I still can't believe they could jump. But these things have roots.
Como é que eu vou bater nele se ele fica em cima desses bagulho de veneno, velho? Ah, toma o cachorro? Ah, tá, que susto. Morreu. Ah, caralho, GV. Por que você é tão filho da puta, velho? Nossa. Fico só o ódio, mano. Eu fico só o ódio, velho.
Press on.
Yes.
Hat, não está muito escura a tela? Cara, pra mim aqui tá de boa. Pra vocês tá muito escuro? Porque o mapa ali era bem escuro, mano. Mas se tiver escuro, eu aumento o brilho do jogo, não tem problema. Deixa eu... Brilho, brilho, brilho. Onde é que fica o brilho? Não tem, não tem. Não tem opção de aumentar o brilho. Aqui, brilho da tela. Eu que sou burro. Tem sim, eu que sou burro. Vou deixar no 8 aqui por enquanto. Se ficar muito ruim, você me avisa. Melhorou? Maravilha. É nóis, é nóis. Obrigado por avisar, mano.
Was that what cause for concern?
It was. And they're getting bigger. Something's wrong.
Tínhamos que fechar a party Warhammer 2 multiplayer tá insano. Cara, não conheço esse jogo. É sobre o quê? Passa a cal pra mim. Boa, boa. Novo que lançou Guerra, Tiro, Missão, Batalha Início. PT Baldur's Gate 3? Não, obrigado. Pô, isso aí parece... Ah, é tipo um Helldivers da vida? Eita caralho. Vocês não viram esse filho da puta aqui, velho? Não, na moral. Largado de ser besta. Devia ter puxado ali com a garuda? Devia, mas... Tô diferente. Isso, só que melhorado. Pode ir, pô. Parece maneiro. Helldivers é massa pra caralho. Esse jogo me lembra Darksiders 2. Qual? Esse aqui? O que sentiu quando os magos são tratados igual escravo? Não só os magos, né? Mas no geral aqui é aquele padrão de todo jogo medieval. Os reis são os filha da puta. Sempre tem alguém desgraçado pra dar ordens absurdas de matar quem tem algum dom, porque querem manter o poder. Mas eu tô gostando muito da história do jogo. Next Gen, justo. Tá muito massa. Tipo, tá morrendo gente que a gente não espera que morra. E tá aparecendo gente que a gente não espera que apareça. Eu tô louco pra ver a Jill virar a Shiva e enfrentar o Titã também. Tô doido pra enfrentar o Titã. Ah, esse aqui provavelmente eu não posso passar, né? Esse aqui é lava? Fogo líquido. Putz, tá em CGI. Ela vai usar o poder de Shiva, finalmente. Parei de jogar aqui pra te acompanhar. Obrigado, mano. Agradeço. Esse jogo aqui é muito da hora, velho. Tem umas partes muito chatas, vou ser sincero. Tem umas partes que, pelo amor de Deus, é só missão. Pega aqui, entrega lá, pega aqui, entrega lá e só diálogo. Mas em certo momento ele fica muito bom. Missão do bordel. A do bordel era boa, velho. Na moral, a missão do bordel depois que você saiu, ó, você perdeu o plot twist total daquela missão. Só teve bagulho foda naquilo lá. Conhecemos o anjo barra demônio chamado Ultima. O Joshua chama ele de demônio, então ele é um demônio. E 20 minutos negando a papinha. Você saiu no auge, pô. Perdeu a transformação do Cid em Ramu. Perdeu o Clive se transformando no Ifrit. O Joshua aparecendo como Fênix. O Ultima tentando pegar o Clive. Bagulho louco. Vem todo mundo nessa porra. Taca foguinho no seu, parceiro. Foguinho não, raiozinho. Caralho. O que tá acontecendo aqui, velho? Vai explodir. Sai daí, Clive! Tem o Rift aí, tudo tem o Rift. Sim, os Final Fantasy todos têm os mesmos deuses, pô. Todos eles têm os mesmos deuses. O Titã, a Shiva, o Ifrit, o Bahamut. O Bahamut aqui, inclusive, é muito foda. Eu prefiro o Bahamut do Final Fantasy XV, mas o daqui também é muito massa. Aqui foi de onde eu vim, não foi? Bagulho que me ajudava a saber o caminho, mas não tem mais.
Drake's breath.
We're nearly at the oratory.
Esse cenário aqui. Bagulho é esse no chão, velho. Mousse vermelho. Tá porra. Que merda. Eu tô me perdendo nos comandos, velho. Filha da puta. Caralho, que bicho insuportável. Bora. Morreu. 10 pitadas de cinzas mágicas. Será que vai ter boss fight?
One of the demons. But they never leave the lava.
If I didn't know better, I think this volcano was about to erupt.
Why attack us then? They're peaceful creatures.
Não, pacífica pra caralho. Parece aquele mob de Baldur's Gate 3 aí. Você me complicou. Nossa, não manjo. Aquele de Umbra Eterna. Não tem ideia, velho. Usei a skill errada. Não tem skill melhor pra quebrar armor do que a da garuda, velho. Não adianta. Vai. Opa! Ai! Nossa! Vem, filha da puta. A skill da garuda é muito boa pra quebrar armor. Você tá louco. Tá, não muda o dano, seus 10. Então, não tem necessidade de eu gastar tudo assim. Matei? Bulete. Parece um bulete. Tem bulete no Final Fantasy XV, só que não tem nada a ver com esse bicho aqui. Baldur's não é comigo, eu não manjo. Não, o Cassol deve... Ele tá aí, porque aqui tá falando que tem 2 espectadores. Provavelmente o Cassol tá aí sim. Só deve estar, sei lá, fazendo coisa fora da live. Cara, eu tô sentindo que ela vai virar Shiva nessa missão, velho.
Thank you.
Água em bolsa de couro, é isso.
The gate to the inner chambers is just up there. Then we make for the sanctuary. I need to finish this.
Tranquilo, vou deixar isso com você. Só não morre, pelo amor de Deus. Da última vez que morreu foi o Cid, fazendo a mesma coisa. Será que aquele bicho vai aparecer de novo? Última?
We'll enter the Comric by the Handmaiden's living quarters. It was always a hive of activity.
Sounds like we'll have a hard time staying out of sight.
We won't have to. There's someone there I should very much like to see.
Imagina, tá trancado. Ai, velho. Entra aí, Torgol. Isso aí é aí dentro? É lá dentro? Parece mesmo. Isso aí, meu Deus, isso aí é dentro daquele bagulho, velho.
Lady Marley. It's me. Python Mother. Jill, it can't be. It is, my lady. We cannot talk here. Come with me.
Engraçado, ela tem uma dominante do gelo dentro de um vulcão.
I'm so glad you're safe. And you.
Why ever would you risk coming back? Are you a fool, girl? Or have you grown tired of your freedom already?
Forgive me, my lady. But I had to come back. There are things I left undone. Tell me, where is the
O que tá achando de Attack on Titan? Cara, eu tô no episódio 16, eu acho. Tá maneiro, tá bem maneiro. Apareceu a Tita Mulher lá e foi comida pelos outros bichos e é alguém do esquadrão. Aí eu parei bem na hora que esse alguém do esquadrão mata um cara. Aí eu vim jogar Final Fantasy.
Clive, we have to get to the sanctuary. Now.
Mata o Marco, né? Não, o Marco morreu lá atrás. Lá na primeira batalha, pô.
Flee this place, gather your things and go.
Now listen here, Jill.
O Marco morreu lá antes do Eren carregar a pedra. Isso aí foi lá no episódio, sei lá, 6, 7. Só não mostrou como ele morreu, apareceu o corpo dele, né? E disseram que foi ela que matou. Só que, tipo, essa Tita não apareceu, né, naquela cena. O Armin disse que ela que matou, se eu não me engano.
Follow this passage. It leads straight to the comrade. Go on, stop dawdling.
Thank you.
Plot atrás de plot.
You were always so kind to me. My light in the darkness. Take care, my lady, please. You deserve better than this. A long and happy life, promise me.
I'll live if you promise to do the same.
Você esperou ela ir embora pra você falar isso?
Come on, Clive.
A capela.
We're nearly at the comrade.
All right.
Em guardas.
It's our welcoming party.
I've had enough of their hospitality.
Peraí, deixa eu fazer um esquema. Estão alinhados? Estão. Não é pra cá.
How many of them are there?
Too many.
Venha. Caralho, que bicho tanque, velho. Faltou reflexo. Caralho, ele se curou, velho. Eu vim da onde? Bora. $1.200 kills, brabo. Mais que uma side quest.
Clive, there's something I need you to know.
Lá vem.
I saw the patriarch do things no one should have to see. And so I swore that he would die by my hand.
Não consigo imaginar o que é.
I face my demons, then you must face yours.
Não consigo imaginar o que é. Tem bicho pra caralho ali, velho. Olha o cristal lá. Que pica, esse cristal é vermelho, mano.
We're nearly there. Just one last push.
Ah, é a Jill! Achei que fosse o inimigo. Agora o bagulho vai ficar louco, hein? Vamos ver como é que vai ser isso aqui. Consegui a graça do inferno, inclusive, abrir aquele baú. Parece o cristal do Uriz em Devil May Cry 5. Sacrifícios. Ai. E aí, gordinho, bom?
Shiva's dominant. Come to beg forgiveness for your failure.
Bom demais a conta.
For years I followed your orders, fought your wars, all to protect the children you took, just as you took me. And what did you do in return? You put them in chains and you slit their throats!
Their souls were sullied with a stain of ether. I merely cleansed them of their corruption. A penance paid, just as the Holy Mother wills it! Repent, abomination! For a monster like you to set foot in the Holy Cymric is in itself a crime deserving of death.
You're right. I am a monster, and my soul is stained black. Though not by ether, but by the evil of men like you, who made me close my heart and drown in darkness when I should have raged against it. This is my penance. I will be your monster no more, nor will I suffer you to create another.
Does the beast bare its teeth at its master? Come then, dominant. Rage, be as you have ever been. A monster!
And what are you, Imran? I was forced to kill. You do it by choice. But never again. I bowed to you once. Now it is you who shall bow to me.
Vira Shiva, vira Shiva, vira Shiva, vira Shiva, vira Shiva. Vira Shiva, vira Shiva, vira Shiva. Ainda não. Ainda não virou. Ainda não virou. Ah, o Joshua. Vira Shiva e destrói essa porra, velho. Tá vindo cá. Olha o tamanho desse filho da puta. Puta que pariu, velho. Boa, caralho. Agora virou a Shiva. Vira o Ifrit, Clive. Vira o Ifrit, senão você tá fudido. Eu sei. Falhou! Não deu certo!
Why can't I do it?
Broxou, velho. Oh, ajudou pra caralho, hein? Me prendeu com o bicho. Ajudou muito. Bora, a gente precisa do Ifrit.
Please, just
Não viramos. Vai no Devil Trigger mesmo, então. O que é essa alarme aqui, velho? Tá brincando assim, tá de meia bomba, é? Pois é. Full meia bomba, velho. Calma, 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 vai! Não, deve ter que história diferente. Devil Trigger já deu falar, tá? Não é o nome da skill, não. Bora, eu preciso que você caia pra eu usar a skill do Ramu. Boa. Deve ser tá acima, com certeza. Sem sombra de dúvida. Isso eu não tenho dúvida nenhuma. Ifrit, é uma boa hora, Ifrit. Ifrit, é uma boa hora, Ifrit. Na moral. Poucos jogos peitam DMC. Baldurzinho massa. Calma lá. Ah, Elden Ring não me desce. Trigou o boss, não tem dele pra isso não. É, o boss tá no modo DT também. Calma. Puta que pariu, velho. Puxa. Ah, o bagulho vai consumindo enquanto tá no meio da animação. É sacanagem, hein? Último minuto. Por que esse é o nome da skill? Tá sacanagem com a minha cara, né, irmão? Tomei um. Tomei dois. O terceiro errou. Ui. Ah, ele cansou, velho. Eu tô moscando aqui. Weaver flagrante. Ui. Eu fiz merda, não era pra ter ativado essa skill agora. Agora se fudeu. Matei! Sem o Ifrit, porra! Eu não precisei do Ifrit! Embora eu gostaria que ele tivesse aparecido. Cara, tô com muito ponto de skill, velho. Preciso distribuir os bagulho. Bom, às vezes vem o Ifrit no cutscene, né? Nunca se sabe. Ou não, né? Ela tem o mesmo problema do Cid, velho. O Cid sempre que incorporava o Ramu, ele ficava malzão. O Clive incorpora o Ifrit e fica suave, velho. Parceira, você precisa dela pra quebrar essa porra aí. Todo momento você podia ter feito isso por mim. Você faz isso agora! A gente já tomou no cu 1 milhão de vezes e tu me faz isso agora. Me dá um Akon novo agora. Beleza. Eu acho que o último vai aparecer de novo.
Are you watching, Sid? You're one step closer to freedom.
The crystal. What did you do to it?
Oh. We destroyed it.
What? But... Monster! Monster! Do you have any idea what you have done?
I do, Father. I have killed the monster and become an outlaw. May the blessing of the crystals go with you.
It's over.
Eu acho que não. Não é pra ser tão fácil assim. E o Joshua tava lá.
And Shiva exacted her price.
She did.
Again, the burden fell to you.
And I bore it willingly. This was a sin for which I had to atone. Now I can continue at your side with my head held high.
Não vai aparecer o último?
Clive, look.
It's just like the one at Phoenix Gate. Damn it. We need to leave.
Agreed.
Não tô compreendendo.
I kept my promise, and now you keep yours.
Vai dar não, viu? Não, vai sim. Eu achei que você ia explodir. Se explodir, não ia dar não. Legado, faça a volta. O Joshua tá aí. O Joshua não tava lá, não. Quem que era aquele cara, velho? Não tem como o último aparecer? Ele tá selado, né, pô, no Joshua. Esqueci disso. Por isso que ele tá sentindo.
You're bleeding. I have a tonic which will...
I thank you for your kindness, truly. But I assure you, I will survive. Please, save your medicines for those who need them most.
Oh, well, if you're...
O jogo parece muito bom agora, porém muito frenético. O jogo ele é muito bom, velho. O problema é aquelas partes paradas. Linear. Infelizmente, Final Fantasy deixou de ser sandbox no Final Fantasy XVI. Linear assim dizer, na verdade. Deixa eu acabar essa cutscene e eu já te explico.
I fear he is in Ultima's thoughts again. But why now, after 5 years of silence?
Eu posso dizer que ele é um semi-mundo aberto.
Can't keep him sealed away much longer.
Your grace.
No, do not dirty your hands. Look at them all. Like a river flowing to the sea.
Or moths to a flame, perhaps. The crystalline dominion their light in the darkness. More and more lose their homes to the blight and set out in search of sanctuary, while others lose their fortunes to the Dalmekian levies and leave to
Eu
find
quero que você veja o Titã, Álvaro. Tem um icon aqui chamado Titã. Ele é muito pica, velho.
in the dominion, your grace.
Oh, Dion Lesage.
You mean the Crown Prince of Sanbreque?
He has many titles. Dion the Bold.
Esse aí, Dion, ele é o dominante do Bahamut.
Or simply
O TFF.
I met him once when we were children. He was a chivalrous soul even then, and has served his empire indefatigably ever since.
And you are confident that he will listen to what you have to say?
Our world lurches ever closer to the abyss, and a hidden hand ushers us onward. Ultima's influence extends to every nation, Sanbreque included. If His Highness is the man I believe him to be, and I pray that he is, this truth will not have escaped his notice. As the mother crystals fall, the eternal flame wavers, and the azure sky begins to bruise. How lucky we were to be blessed by the crystals, and yet how spoiled. Like canaries in a gilded cage, growing fat on seed. But now, the bars are closing in, and we must take flight. Painful though it be to leave our home behind, it is what we must do to be free. Which is it that men cannot live without? A blessing that leads to damnation, or a freedom that leads to deprivation? I do not yet know the answer to that question.
Cara, Baldur's é mais parado do que esse jogo? Mas a parada do Baldur's é que as side quests são boas, né? Nesse jogo que é muito genérico as side quests. Cheio de escolhas. Justo. Você foi criminoso frenético. Era o resto de remédio que tinha? Elden Ring é paradão antes de você pegar as graças. Elden Ring eu não manjo, não posso opinar. Baldur's também não. Também não manjo. Não tem nem história contada. Elden Ring. É, Elden Ring a história você conta, você lê ela vendo as paradas, tá ligado? Tem que procurar os itens e ler eles.
Army's attempt to breach the Empire's defenses and gain the Isles of Ark has failed yet again.
Only because your fleet has proved as impotent as a eunuch on laying night.
Tem nuco no leito.
Enough, both of you. All here agree that the Empire cannot be allowed to maintain its illegitimate claim on the Dominion. However, our casualties mount with each passing day.
Esse aí é o dominante do Titã. O Kupka. Muito pica o Titã, tá?
There is a literal sea twixt you and your prize. The armies of Sanbreque need but sit back and watch as you
23, eu acho, Auro.
against their walls. They are dug in like
22.
and seek to draw out this siege, knowing the capital's stores are nigh bottomless. And what of our wise rulers? Goaded into war without any
Ele ganhou de God of War na Game of the Year. E aí, 78, tudo certo, meu brother?
Republican soldiers starve while waiting for orders from Randalar.
Bom demais, vamos que vamos.
If you would but take the field, their bellies would be full by nightfall.
If I take the field, so too will Bahamut, and our duel will shake the island to its foundations. Instead of liberating the Dominion, you would doom it to destruction. Unless that is what you desire.
If our learned advisor has a solution to propose, we should be glad
Sim, Álvaro, aqui é
to
dragão.
consider it.
Um dragão enorme. Assim que eu puder ir pro esconderijo, eu tenho os arquivos do jogo, eu posso te mostrar o Bahamut. Assistindo no carro, não posso teclar muito tranquilo, 78. Seja muito bem-vindo, mano. Essa vagabunda tá aí. Ela teve outro filho, velho. Cara do Joshua.
What is the meaning of this, Lord Kuka?
What it means is that I am disinclined to advise you any
Parece o
longer.
Cronos de Gol. Verdade, né, velho? É a mãe da Jill? Não, é a mãe do Clive. É a mãe do Clive.
Ah, the looks on their faces when you walked through those doors. A perfect picture of stupefaction.
God,
I
Jill.
could not believe their eyes.
Verdade.
Though I confess, I had my own doubts whether or not you would accept my invitation.
Tamo junto.
Such shocking news. Sid isn't a son of a whore. He's the son of an empress. Your own dear Clive.
Absurd. Who fed you these lies?
I have never spent a moment among criminals, save at the gallows. I came here with my son, not to entertain your baseless accusations, but to put an end to the senseless hostilities between our nations.
Very well. You need only agree to the terms I set out. Sid took the life of someone dear to me, a woman by the name of Benedicta. I swore to take his in turn. This would not be disagreeable to you, I take it. You would finally be rid of the stain on your noble name.
Tanta cutscene que o controle desconectou.
In return, I will leave Sanbreque in your capable hands. Your Imperial Majesty.
And all for the love of a common whore. Dominant or no, one cannot hide one's breeding. And beasts will ever belong with beasts.
Onde é que você tirou esse filho, velho? Quem que é o pai desse filho da puta aí?
Greater things in store for you, my darling Olivier. Soon enough, you shall be the crown prince of Sanbreque. And when your father goes to meet Great Griga, you shall be emperor of all you survey. The old order shall come tumbling down, and you will rebuild the world in your glorious image. Soon.
She's been in there for hours. Something must be wrong.
Depois da tempestade. Tem uma mensagem nova. Deixa eu mostrar o Bahamut pro Álvaro.
Is it true what I'm hearing, Sid? You cracked another crystal?
All right, Sid.
Farewell, Drake's breath! Oh, hell, Sid!
How good it is to see
Me lembra do DND.
I don't believe you've read
Vou te
this
mostrar o
particular
Bahamut.
chapter before. I have quite the find for you today. If you have a question for me, I should be happy to answer it.
Bahamut aqui. É o máximo que eu consigo te mostrar essa fotinha dele aí. Mas esse é o Bahamut. Aí o Titã, cadê o Titã? Perfeito. O Titã não vai estar aqui porque eu... Não sei por que não tá, porque o Clive viu o Titã, na verdade. Esse aqui é o Wifrit. Aqui o Titã, pô. O Titã é muito foda, velho. O Titã é muito foda. O Titã é muito massa, velho. Chama ali que era o nome do bicho que a gente matou. Muito Titã encoraçado. Nada a ver, o Titã encoraçado tem cabeça, tem cabelo, pô. Eu diria que ele é uma mistura do Titã do Eren com o Titã Colossal, porque ele é enorme, e tem um pouco do Titã encoraçado. Mistura com o Titã do Eren por causa da boca. Igualzinha. A diferença é o cabelo, justo. Eu queria te mostrar, tipo, ele de corpo inteiro. Não tem essa opção aqui. Volta, tem o Titã do Eren. Ah, eu sei qual que você confundiu com o Titã do Eren. É esse aqui, ó. Eu nem lembro onde é que eu tava, velho. Aqui. Você olhou isso aqui, né? O tifão. Ah, bicho, na moral. É o Titã de ataque, certeza. Pior que ele dá um pau no Clive, velho. O Titã... O Tifão, ele é esse bicho aqui, ó. Esse bicho aqui vira o Tifão. Só falta virar um pomo quando eu morrer é foda. Tem um bicho desse em Baldur's Gate 3, caralho, viado. Temos... Tá, bastante coisa pra fazer aqui. Deixa eu ver se eu consigo craftar aquele item já que eu peguei aquela hora. O que você tem pra vender aí, minha consagrada?
And what can I do for you? From what I hear, the poor buggers. If you're gonna buy some, be quick about it.
Parecido mesmo, velho. Espada de platina. Caralho, é bem mais forte que a minha. Bem mais forte nada, é 5 só. Eu vou comprar.
It'd better all be here.
De platina. Não, esse aqui eu não vou comprar, não. Papo reto, eu não vou comprar esse aqui ainda, porque eu vou ver se eu consigo craftar. Aumenta a quantidade de geração de transcendência em 6 ao receber dano. Carrega ataques mágicos automaticamente e mantém a carga até eles serem lançados. O efeito do acessório é só ativado após a habilidade de magia carregada ter aprendida. O que vocês estão falando, velho? Que magia é essa que vocês estão falando? Eu vou pegar um Akon novo daqui a pouco. Tá, eu preciso upar aquela habilidade, mas eu vou upar isso aqui primeiro. Que é muito forte. Ferreiro! Martelo preto.
Back, are ya? Must have been hot. I know how hard it can be. So, will it be?
Aê!
Not bad, if I do say so myself. You can thank me later.
Cinto de platina. Não consigo fazer isso aqui ainda. Não consigo fazer isso aqui ainda. Fuck. Tá, vamos craftar essas paradas aqui então.
Last you a good while. No scratches, right? My best work, but it'll do. You can thank me later.
Tô dando age nos bagulho aqui.
Anything else?
Liberei aqui. Nada. Ah, espada de platina, justo. Precisa jogar uma flashbang em mim, velho. Tá. Vou falar aquela rapariga lá do canto também. Já pega essa quest, fica na moral aí. Mugo ali tem coisa também pra fazer.
Ah, my favorite pupil. How may I help you today? One must understand one's place in the world.
Cara, eu nem sei usar esse mapa aqui, velho. Papo reto.
I have the details here.
Vai lá, mano. Vai lá, vai lá, vai lá. Valeu, valeu, valeu. Tamo junto. Caralho, isso aqui sempre atualiza, velho.
Thus ends today's lesson.
Our man in Dalamo mentioned the Kupka's garden.
Aqui depois. Bom, guys, acho que é isso por enquanto. 4 horinhas de live. Deu pra dar uma boa progredida no jogo. Dá uma salvadinha aqui, né, de lei. E encerrar a live por aqui, por agora. Pretendo abrir live mais tarde, aproveitar minha folga, então eu vou dar uma descansada só. Umas 2, 3 horinhas eu já abro outra live de Final Fantasy. Fechou, fechou, fechou? É isso, meu povo. Um beijão pra todo mundo. Obrigado por acompanhar. E é nóis!